I started using TERIS about 2 years ago. I was working on a big case that was getting ready for trial, and obviously we needed to prepare trial exhibits. We had close to 800 trial exhibits, and so that was pretty voluminous for me. My first trial ever, and then to have a voluminous amount of exhibits. And so TERIS was recommended to me, and so we picked up the phone, got in contact, and it's just been great ever since.
So that was a case. I mean, so your first case.
My first case, first trial, and I had to pick a vendor I knew I could trust that was going to be minimal QC on my part. Send the the production out, get my product back, and know that it was just done because I was in a time crunch. I wasn't going to be able to check document by document. I needed to know. I sent it out, and it came back exactly how I needed it, and it was awesome. TERIS worked around the clock. They worked through Saturdays. Sundays and late into the night. We would be here till 12, 1 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And TERIS would be there, call me, hey, I'm downstairs, come pick up your project. And it worked out really well. We were very happy. The biggest thing I'm looking for is dependability, number one. Quality. If I can send a project out and get it back and I don't have to QC it, I spot check, and if my spot checks are good, then I'm comfortable. And I feel like I can rely on that vendor.
Right.
And I know it's just going to be done. It's not a question of, is it done? It is done. And then the turnaround time, obviously, and then the last thing is cost. We have to also balance, our quality with our cost because we're charging clients for our time. So we want to make sure that they're getting the product that they want. So, I'm the middleman. I'm making sure the product gets out there, gets back, so I can present it to the client and say, you know what? We picked a great vendor. They did a great job, and this is what we paid.
How do you separate service providers, litigation support service providers, in terms of what makes one
And there's
better?
a lot of vendors out there. Everybody's competing for business. It's a tough economy, and everybody wants your work. But the first thing that I look at, number one, is communication. Can I communicate with that vendor? Do they understand what I need? Do they understand what I need to provide to the client? So if I can get that communication going, that's the number one. That we give the vendor the product. So once they receive the product, they do what needs to be done and give it back to me, and I have a quality product. I have a quick turnaround, and I can take that to the client and say, listen, we got the best that we could find, the best turnaround. And so the client feels happy with when they get their bill, that they've gotten what they needed. I think communication is number one. I think quality, your turnaround time, dependability, and you just you develop a rapport. We've developed that rapport with Brandon. He's a great sales, and I can say I can take a project to TERIS and say, listen, I may not always know the legal terms for what I need done. I just know this is my product and this is the end product. How do I get from this to this? And they can come back and tell me this is what we need to do.
That's great.
And so that's what I need, especially when you're learning the industry.
Right.
You could be able to say, hey, I've given you the ingredients. I need to make a pie. Well, you're going to tell me how to make the pie. So when I get it back, it's exactly what I wanted.